All right, good. We're having technical difficulties tonight. I am having issues with my Wi-Fi. We've been having issues for about a week, so hopefully we won't have any issues. If we do, I'll be right back in. It happens. So, welcome to the show tonight. We got an awesome show lined up. That's right. We got Andre in here. Let's get ready to rumble. That's right, buddy. We're gonna rumble tonight. So we're going through the quick list of sponsors, and we'll get straight to it. So first off, we have Melone Management with Lisa Melone. Do you have a project that you're going to be running, a project that you're currently running? You need help with stretch goals. You need help with sharing the word, spreading the love. Hit up Lisa Malone. She can take care of that so you can continue cranking out that project that you care about and that you love. Check out 183 Degree Studios with Alfred Trujillo, Dewey Dewey Doo, and Miss AZ Power Girl, Kara Nicole. Their Patreon links, as well as the 183 Degree Studio website, is available in the description up above. Check out the art that they have available, as well as their Patreon. We have Codex Entertainment LLC with Luis Torres. Check out Lily the Demon. It's Chapter 5 dropping. There's a link above to get notified when that project drops, as well as his other projects, Whispers in Necropolis, Nebula Pearl, and Ace and Starlit. We have Naughty Faeries with Miss Wendy Steen Shaner. Check out Naughty Fairy Server Assassins. The link is above in the description. I believe the con is still available on BackerKit, as well as her Etsy, where you can get caught up on any books that you missed out on, as well as get caught up on the entire series before the next book drops. We have Outpost 426 Studios with CB Zane and Michael Shoemaker. Check out the Mighty Mite, available now on Kickstarter. And we have just set up a show with CB Zane. He'll be live with me on Tuesday to talk about Mite, which is available now on Kickstarter. Other projects include Scorpiana and Total Brain Fart on that. What was the other one? Wow. Yeah, I lost it. So Scorpiana and the other one that I can't think of right now. It happens. Brain farts. And Jack Napier's on. What's going on, Jack? Hey, buddy. And last but not least, we got DPopp Customz with Dustin Poppins. Check out DPopp Customz. Do you have a print that needs dusting off, some pizzazz added to it? Hit up DPopp Customz. He'll get you a lighted frame. It'll play the music, do all kinds of cool stuff. Or you can talk about something custom you want built, and he will work something out for you. So tonight we have on the show Mr. Rodney Fyke. And he's a great dude. Had him on here several times, but we're here to talk tonight about some of his children's books, as well as Roadkill Rampage, which will be continuing later on this year. What's going on, Rodney?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, you know it, man. Whoop, whoop. So what we got going on here? So we got Jackie said, I took a day off of work because I sprained my ankle, and I need to be walking a lot at work. Oh, yeah. And it's good I'm resting the ankle. So yeah, rest that ankle. Sit in here. Let's talk about some art and some crazy stories and some really cool stuff. Oh crap, this weirdo. So I want to get out of the.
Andre needs to behave himself.
No, you don't need to behave yourself. This is Russ Explode Studios. Anything goes.
That's right.
We got exploding blue balls.
We
got squirrels flying everywhere. We got flying squirrels. I mean,
my show we need to behave, but not your show.
No, not my show. This show, anything goes. We let it fly. Stuff happens.
What's going on, Jack?
Like stuff happens over there at Hasm Studios. I mean, you're in the office one day, you're just sitting there, you're drawing, and you hear, and you're like, what are those cats up to up there? And you just heard that pitter patter of feet, and then thus was born Pitter Patter. Because you were like, I wonder what kind of adventures are going on with the cats upstairs while I'm in the studio doing my art. And so you started putting ideas to paper, and Pitter Patter was born.
Yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. The studio's down in the basement, so I'm down here probably 14 hours a day. Jesus. And I'm usually by myself. Occasionally there's one other person upstairs, but she's not very active. So it's the pitter patter of the cat's feet, back and forth all day long. And when they make these knocking and banging sounds, or they jump off of something, I have to stop and decide whether that was my mother-in-law, if she's fallen and she can't get up, or if it's just Sherman and Alice and the Bean, roughhousing.
Andre said, geez, you got him questioning life choices now.
Oh, I've been doing that for years. Let's
And then Jack wants to know, Rodney, how long did it take for you to grow that beard?
Less than a year because I shaved it off last summer. I was trying to do the point, and I messed it up, and I ended up hacking it all off. And
Starting all over.
Producer B was not happy. Because I just looked like a little kid with nothing. So, but yeah, so I guess about a year. Yeah, I went and got my hair cut about a month ago and had her shape it up, get the old Leonidas thing going on there. So yeah, about a year.
This is Sparta.
Exactly.
So man, I've had you on here before. We've chatted, we've talked about projects and stuff, but I don't think we've ever delved into the history of Rodney Fyke, and I would kind of like to, delve into that a little bit.
Okay.
So when did you first get into art?
I was probably, as long as I can remember, I've been drawing, and it runs in my family. My grandmother's brother worked for General Electric, and he designed the engines for the DC-10s. And he also designed the pop tops on the soda cans, that little device.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he designed those. And I don't know if you're old enough to remember when butter used to come in two little plastic bowls side by side in one package. He designed those two butter bowls. Designed a bunch of stuff. So he was an electrical engineer, and he was a master draftsman and all this other stuff. So he did that. My mother, before she left high school, had won all kinds of national awards for her art from New York City. And I hear that my father was an artist as well, and supposedly he had a picture of Jesus that he had painted hanging in the walls of Western Hills High School, which is where he went to high school, over on the west side of Cincinnati. West side. So yeah, it runs in the family, and I've always been drawing. As long as I can remember, my earliest memories of drawing are one of the big old fat pencils in my hand and drawing on just loose leaf paper, and it was Batman and Robin or whatever. And I got a hold of a comic book somehow. I don't even know. It wasn't mine, but I just remember flipping through it and looking at it and just started drawing what I was looking at. And I was probably 4 years old at the time. So yeah. And then Neil Adams was my first major influence because I would look at his artwork and I noticed that the artwork was better than it, just in my opinion. I liked it a lot more. It appealed to me a lot more than the other stuff that I was seeing. So he was my first major influence. And yeah, just from there it went to the Avengers, Fantastic Four. I'm definitely a Marvel zombie. I am not. I've read DC stuff and still do. I love what Jorge Jimenez is doing on Batman right now. But I'm mainly a Marvel guy, and I don't read comics right now because I don't. Yeah, seriously, I don't. I don't buy floppies. I wait, and when I go to the shows, there's always booths that have discounted trades that are damaged or whatever. Which I don't care if they're damaged because I don't give a crap about condition of anything anymore. I just buy it so I can read it, stick it up on a shelf. So I've got a bunch of trades, and I haven't even read those. I flip through them for the artwork, and I look at the inking. I study the inking, and I study the pacing of the stories, and I study the coloring techniques, and they're tools for me. It's reference, so I don't actually read it. But yeah, I've got a whole basement full of comics and stuff that I read all through high school and college, up until probably the mid 90s. and I go through spurts where I read stuff, you know. But yeah, and I started doing comics with my high school friends. We did a black and white independent superhero book called The Superior Seven. We were internationally distributed through Diamond before the internet. So I think that's funny when I hear people brag about that. Are you signaling me?
No, I was waving at Cameron.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He said, "Hey, fuckers."
Oh, I see. Okay. So yeah, I mean yeah. I've been doing it for a long time. So
Yeah, man, and you've been cranking out some stuff.
yeah, I've been busy. You and I were just going over the stuff that. Yeah, there's Blue.
There's Blue. So here's the most recent book that you illustrated. I got an echo going on in your end, Rodney.
Do you?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
Maybe it's just me being too loud. But anyway, no, this was one of the books that you just illustrated that ran on Kickstarter last year.
Yeah.
And I want to show off some of the art in here. And there's a blank page, everybody. Great job.
That was really hard to
from
do.
the get-go. Yeah, it was really hard to do. That took hours. It took hours. So there's Blue. He's pouring his milk in the cereal. And so I thought that was really cool. My kids love comic books and love art, so I definitely had to pick this up. This is one of the books that you illustrated for young children. And I also managed to pick up an original art piece on the Kickstarter that ran. And there is Iron Blue by Mr. Rodney Fyke.
That's right.
Right there. Hey, Trish, what's going on? How are you? Rodney's saying he's been around the block before. Wow, Revenge of the Echo.
I've been a few times. Is that better? Since I put my headphones on? All right.
Yeah, no, it's way better.
Okay,
I could hear myself, and it was like, that's why I stopped for a second. It blasted me. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, okay.
And then here we go with the Goblin. Beautiful piece.
That's a surprise piece, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a surprise piece. I wasn't expecting color, and I was like, oh. And then here's one of the other pieces. So I wanted to talk about this. I know tonight we were going to kind of talk about a little bit about Pitter Patter, tell some stories, joke around and BS and stuff like that. But I wanted to talk about this as well because Rodney will be having part 2 coming out later on this year of Roadkill Rampage, which is a black and white horror book. So you've done these children's books. You did Pitter Patter, you did Peanut Puddin N Jelly. I'm so glad I get that right now because I always try to say peanut butter and jelly, and it's like I finally have exercised myself to say peanut pudding and jelly. And
we appreciate that.
And so you were like, hey, I want to delve into something different. I want to do something that I've never done before, and I want to do something more adult oriented. And you came up with Roadkill Rampage, which is a phenomenal book, by the way. I loved it.
Thank you.
And you get all these really cool stuff that come with it. You get the skunk air freshener. Just kidding. It's not skunk.
It's wild cherry.
Wild cherry. So you've been around the block. One of the other books that you have also done that we had issues with, but I think it's back available now is Power Ninja Toons, correct?
Yes. Yes. He is going to be premiering. Jose Jolzar is going to be premiering it at Power Morphicon, I believe next weekend. And he has shipped Sean and I, Sean Forney, who is the artist on the book. Sean did the pencils and the colors, and I did the writing and the inking. So we will be getting our comp copies probably Monday, hopefully. And we're putting together all the original artwork is going to go up for sale. We're going to launch that, I believe, on the 19th. So we're putting that together. That's what I was doing when you popped up, getting together all the inked pages. So all of that will be together. Even all of the edits and stuff like that are going to be available for purchase as well. So, and the cool thing about it is, since we live 150 miles apart, Sean just uploads his pencils into Dropbox, and I download it into Photoshop, and I print it out in Blue Line on Bristol, and I ink it. So Sean has the original pencils, and I have the original inks. So there doesn't exist a page where it's both on one because of that reason. So he gets to sell the pencils and I get to sell the inks.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, you've been super busy with that though. I mean, you were cranking out Blue, then you had Power Ninja Tunes, and so Pitter Patter kind of went to the wayside a little bit, but now we're gearing up to launch that bad boy.
Yeah, it's done. It's in the can. Dave Lentz, who is a graphic designer and letterer extraordinaire, he's on a ton of books for Scout and other companies. He's got it. It's in his hands, and I'm already on to writing a script for issue 3, which is funny because I'm also writing a script for issue 3 of Roadkill Rampage.
Yeah.
So, Sean Langley, who is the artist for issue 2 of Roadkill Rampage, is toiling away on that, and he's about halfway through. So it's looking good, and pretty excited about it.
So Danny said the blank pages for remarks. Thanks a lot, Danny. I appreciate that. And Finn said that the artwork, it looks awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
And Andre says Roadkill Rampage for life.
That's right, baby. RKR.
And Jack wants to know where that wild cherry air freshener was put. Shh, it's a secret.
Wherever your mind places it is where it's going to be.
Wherever your mind places it. And Ned said awesome work, inspiration.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys.
And speaking of Ed, I'll go ahead.
Yeah, we've been really busy, and we're trying to get busier. You know, one of the reasons why I'm writing more is because first of all, I have an itch to write, and more. But I don't pigeonhole myself into one category. I can write the kid stuff. I love the kid stuff, but it has a limited market. So I want us to be able to spread our wings as vendors and be able to, as a company, and provide adult entertainment as well. So Roadkill Rampage is something that came to me, and it was just so vivid in my mind, and I had to get it out. And I wrote a couple of pages of notes on it and talked to a local artist here about it. And he came up with a logo for it, and we talked about it, but he had a real cartoony style, and it just wasn't going to work. Then he got busy with something else, and we kind of put it on the back shelf for a while. But yeah, it's back up and running.
Danny said if you've ever lived out of your car, cherry air freshener is deodorant.
That's right.
So if you have any extra, anybody that is living out of their car, you can purchase some cherry air fresheners from Hasm.com.
Just swab.
So speaking of Ed, real quick, I want to take a second to throw this back up here. This will be live until Friday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is a sketch cover of Scoobs and the Walking Dead 183 cover, and they're trying to steal his Scooby snacks. This is up for auction right now on my page for cb4k.org, and it's currently at $100. So thank you very much, Ed, since you're in here, for donating this for a great cause. Like I said, the auction ends Friday. You guys want to get in on this and help out an awesome organization. The bid includes shipping, and it's all packed up and ready to go already in a
Gemini mailer.
So it's ready to rock and roll. So I definitely wanted to show that off real quick while you're in here, Ed. Thank you again for donating that.
Excellent. Yes, thank you, Ed.
So man, what makes you tick? So what kind of stuff were you into growing up? So I mean, were you big into Ninja Turtles, Looney Tunes? Was that kind of your
Looney Tunes was my jam. I was into all kind of stuff. Star Wars kind of changed my world. 9 years old, going to the movie theater and seeing that. I always joke about I would like to ever get back to doing Peanut Puddin N Jelly, doing a story where the kids go to.
That's how you get blue balls, if you tie them too tight. Come on.
That's
Jay.
right. or they'll turn green if you leave it tied enough. It's called gangrene, baby.
Gangrene.
Hey,
at least they smell like cherries.
That's right. Cherry scented gangrene balls. So I wanted to do I want to do a story where they go to see Star Wars, and I want to date it like BSW, which is before Star Wars, kind of like BC, AD, BC, before Star Wars, life before Star Wars, and life after Star Wars, because that movie really just kind of opened my world up. It made me take my first step into a larger world, to quote Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it just made me realize that, oh shit, this is some guy in California did this, and it really got my wheels spinning at 9 years old that maybe I could do something like this someday. So yeah, I mean, I was into Star Wars, huge, Marvel comic books in general. Wasn't specifically Marvel. Marvel was my favorite, but I like all kinds of comics. There are a lot of underground comics, Turtles. Although the funny thing is, I wasn't. First time I saw the Turtles, I thought it was stupid, so I didn't buy issue 1, but my buddy did. And then issue 2, we couldn't get it because it was so hot. And then eventually I got a copy of issue 3. But yeah, I mean, all the stuff that was around in the 80s when small press was really kind of underground at that time. The Turtles, the Elementals, Badger, stuff like that was really strong stuff, but it wasn't mainstream. And, comic book movies then were painful to watch if you could find one. So yeah, I was into that. I was into going to the movies, loved going to the movies. Into sports, love the big 3: baseball, football, basketball. I've got NBA playoffs on the TV right now in the background. So I love that. I play fantasy football every year. Been doing that since 2000, the year 2000.
So have you ever won big with fantasy football?
Yeah, I've won once. 2007, I won. I've been in the Super Bowl 4 times. I've only won once, but yeah, it's gotten, once the business started taking off, my performance started going down because I'm too busy to pay attention.
Yeah, it's hard to track players and their stats and how well they're doing,
right,
and what teams are doing good.
And most of the time, I was, especially back around 14, 15, 16, we were in a different city every weekend, so a lot of times I was forgetting to make my picks or set my team, and producer B would be yelling at me at the hotel, did you set your team? Did you set your team? I was like, oh shit, I gotta set my team. So yeah, I love fantasy football. I just love creating. I'm really into writing. I just somebody on the Facebooks made a post of looking for a short story for this or that or the other. So I sat down yesterday and kicked out a 6-page short story and sent it to him. Whether or not he decides to use it, I don't know. But I had fun doing it. He gave a basic synopsis of what the facts were, the character, and I just ran with it. Had a lot of fun doing it. I had a couple of thoughts in my head and did some research down one rabbit hole and decided I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, and then something else presented itself to me. So I went that route, and that just started opening up. And I started typing in Word. As soon as I started typing it, everything just opened up to me, and I just got it down. Got 6 pages done. It took me about 2.5 hours to do. And boom, sent it off to him. So just waiting to see what happens.
So sorry, I want to take a second. Jack was asking about this. So Jack, it's pinned on my page. If you go to my actual page, not my business page, but my page, it's pinned at the top. This piece is up for bid. Right now, the current bid is $100 on the Scoobs piece. All proceeds are going to cb4k.org to help the kids. Shipping is included in the bid. So right now, the current bid is $100, and it ends Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time. So at 8 p.m. Central Time, whatever the highest bid is in on this, that person gets it, and payment is due upon closing please, and I will ship your book out to you. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent on that.
No, that's okay.
It's always the kids, man. I'm all about the kids.
You got to take care of business, man. You're businessman. You make the moves.
Well, and that's the thing, that was the most exciting thing about in November. I had a failed Kickstarter, and everybody was like, "Oh man, how does it feel to have a failed Kickstarter?" I'm like, it feels great because even though I failed my first attempt of doing the Kickstarter, something good came of it because Mark from CB4K, the founder, the CEO, he's the one that mails all the comic books for the kids. They package everything up. He gets orders from IDW and all the people that sponsor them and has them ship books to them, and he takes care of all this stuff, reaches out and says, "Hey, I really love what you did with the t-shirt that you had on there."
Right.
And then, so now, I am the official t-shirt supplier for CB4K.org. So it's like, everybody's like, "Oh, your Kickstarter failed." But it's like, my Kickstarter didn't fail. I knew how not to run a Kickstarter, and I gained a new opportunity. I gained an opportunity to have a venture where I can, sell T-shirts that not only raise money for the kids, but also, promotes them, because people are walking around with the T-shirts. Somebody will stop and say, "Hey, what's CB4K.org?" And they say, "Oh, it's this organization that sends comic books to sick kids in the hospital." So it's like a twofer. Not only are the kids getting money out of the T-shirt sales, but also it's advertising for the charity organization, and hopefully it'll help them gain traction and let more eyes see them.
Right.
And and then all the awesome artist friends that have donated art or that will be donating art, and with Ed donating this piece, I will be also auctioning off art pieces for them. So anybody that's in the audience, any artist, anybody that goes back and watches this, I do accept art pieces, and they will go up for auction like this piece has, and all proceeds will go towards CB4K. I keep nothing out of it. So, but yeah, and that's what I love about you. You're an artist, and you are working on your Roadkill Rampage, and some more trying to fan out and get into the adult world, because there's not a whole lot of eyes on kids books, like you mentioned
Right.
earlier, but you're still cranking out these stories because you're passionate about it, and that's what I love. Pitter Patter, you heard the feet upstairs and the bangs and the booms, and you're like, what in the hell is going on upstairs? And so Buddy and Dude form,
Yeah.
and so now you have these cats that are have these adventures that you dreamed up in your head of what could be going on upstairs. And so issue 2 will be coming out towards the end of July. I think you said July 29th, tentatively.
Yeah, that's the tentative launch date for issue 2 Kickstarter. And the cool thing about that is we are also going to be re-releasing issue 1, and we are going, I think one of the tier levels, rewards levels, stretch goal levels, whatever you want to call it, is Sean Forney's doing a 5-page backup story in it that I wrote and he penciled, and I'm going to ink it and color it. And then I'm going to color it the way I color, and then if he wants to, he's going to go in and add a couple of little whistles and bells with the colors or whatever he does with his coloring. But we're going to add that as an incentive and put that in issue 1. So there's a backup story which will introduce 3 new characters. And there will be a whole slew of new characters in issue 3. So yeah, I mean, it's just, my mind is just crazy with ideas and stuff. Never stops.
And then, so as far as the Kickstarter goes, I kind of wanted to delve into that just for a brief moment, and then we can go back to telling crazy ass stories and fun shit. Well, everybody's like, "Oh man, they're going to talk about boring stuff right now. They're going to talk about books." But don't worry, we have some fun, crazy stories that we can talk about.
We got stories.
Yeah, we got stories. We've got stories aplenty. So as far as the Kickstarter goes, now what will be available? Will it be issue 1, of course, will be available through the Kickstarter, correct?
Yes.
And will Peanut Puddin N Jelly be available as add-ons, or?
No, I don't think so. But you never know when producer B gets to, stir in that cauldron of ideas. You never know what she's going to come up with. But we're going to have. I've spent the last week. If you've watched me on Instagram or Facebook, you've noticed a lot of pitter patter sketches and artwork and stuff. So I've designed some pitter patter stickers, and we're going to do baseball cards that it's going to have all their statistics and stuff on the back, like a real baseball card, which is something we did for Peanut Puddin N Jelly way back at the beginning. So there's going to be stuff like that available. We're going to be doing variant covers, stuff like that. I've already got some people that have already got some covers done, and yeah, so and other stuff coming that I don't want to talk about in case it doesn't happen.
Oh yeah,
But,
no, I
yeah.
totally get that. You don't want to let the cat out of the bag and people be expecting it, and all of a sudden it doesn't happen.
Right.
Like, ah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good stuff. Andre wants to know if Tina's there. I don't believe she is.
Wait a minute. Are you saying she's not? Are you saying she's not there? Or she's not all of it?
She's not here in the studio. She might be upstairs watching from a distance. Let's see. Hang on a second. Okay. Yeah, it's a good thing I checked my messages because she told me not to do something. So.
She told you not to do something. You're already getting yelled at. Look at that. We're half an hour in. You're already getting yelled at by producer.
Well, it's launch dates and stuff like that, and legal stuff. So.
No, I get that. And then we certainly need to talk about the bat cow incident. All right, so explain the bat cow incident, Rodney.
Do I have to?
You have to. You've been called out, and we have to appease the fans.
And rightfully so, because I was commissioned by a lovely man. I won't name him, so in order to protect his identity, commissioned me to do Thanos with Bat Cow. So I started thumbnailing it, and this was, I don't know what my deal was. I just was having a bad art day, and I ended up drawing the cow standing there, and Thanos kind of, in my mind, Thanos was sitting on a bucket and sitting there milking him. But when somebody else looked at it, it looked like he was milking him.
Use your imagination.
Yeah, you know what? I think that I told Andre that I didn't have it anymore. But I think I found a picture of it in my gallery on my phone. Let me zip through here real quick and see if I can find it.
The bat cow incident. I love it.
I mean, if I took the razzing that I took about the wasp in her hair that night on Thursday Night Throwdown. Oh, there it is. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Hold on. Let me give you full screen.
This is the terrible first attempt. Hang on. Let me try.
Of course, it won't show.
Hang on. Let me mess with the light for a second.
We turn the brightness down on your phone, it'll show up.
Okay, hang on a second. Let's try that. There we
go. Are you sure that's a cow and not a bull?
I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I don't know what I ate that morning or what, but there you go, Andre. You happy? Sometimes we do suck.
Hey, it happens, you know. Oh, I just crashed my video.
Oh, geez. See, it scars you so bad you lost your vision.
Yeah, you blew my freaking camera out, man. That's it. I'm blaming. And you know, I was having some fun with advertising for the show tonight, and I came up with Rodney Fyke. Put a happy little tree right over there.
There we go.
Or we got this one. That's not some roadside cheese you cut, but don't worry, I'll filter it for you.
There you go.
That's one of the things we razz Rodney so hard. It's so funny when we're in like Thursday night throwdown, Friday night draw, or in the mornings because at 10 a.m. Central, I guess it's 11 a.m. Eastern. You get on for about a half an hour and you draw whatever sketch covers you're working on at that time, or commissions, or just do finishing stuff from Thursday night throwdown, Friday night draw. Maybe somebody bought it and they wanted it colored, so you're coloring the piece, and
Right.
we shoot the shit. But that's one of the one things that we always razz you about, because Rodney is a huge fan of stopping at the roadside meat and cheese markets.
Yes. Grandpa's Cheese Barn.
And here we go. Sean Forney's in. He said that poor cow. He joined in right at the wrong time. Oh shit. Does Rodney have mad cow disease?
On occasion.
On occasion. Hi Russ. Hi Rodney. Can't wait for the punchline on this cow incident. Oh yeah.
I think that was wrong. What was wrong with me the night that I drew the helmet hair on the wasp? I was suffering from mad cow disease.
Daddy, what's the mean man doing to that cow? Oh man.
Show the judge on the bear where Daddy touched you.
So the judge, and that's what's funny, So Stephanie's going, oh my god, I can't wait to hear what happened to the cow incident. So that was, the whole thing behind Blue Balls Reviews was, when I had Christina Haggerty and Wendy's Teen Shane around. We're talking about crazy stories about blowing shit up, because it's Rust Explode Studios for a reason. I like to blow shit up, but the 4th of July is less than a month away, so who knows what I'm gonna blow up this year. And so we were talking about the 4th of July show that I set off, that we set off for like a graduation party, and the tubes blew apart. They were already set to fire. There was no going back from it. And these, people don't know what a blue peony is when you tell them. They're like, what's a blue peony? And it's a pyro special wording for, the blue ones that go off in the air, and, they look all pretty, and it's like blue stars. And so here are these blue peonies. So I just call them exploding blue balls of light in the field, and the cows were running for their lives. No cows were harmed. And, so Danny D just got like hung up on exploding blue balls. And the very next day posts, a set of balls hanging from a barbed wire fence. And so then Christina Haggerty, that was on the show, was so kind to pull it off of my page and add a blue explosion around it. And so several months later, when Heather was like, hey, I'm talking to somebody about doing a review show. I was like, hey, I'll do a review show. I got a perfect name for it. We'll call it Blue Balls Reviews. And so, here's the image that, Danny posted. And then there it is after, Christina added the lovely blue glow around it. So it became Exploding Blue Balls Entertainment, Blue Balls Reviews with your host, Harry Sachs. And I even went all out as far as, so we got Harry Sachs on talking about books, and Roadkill Rampage was one of the highlights of Blue Balls Reviews, which I know everybody misses it. It's been gone for like almost a month now. I'm super busy, and I'm doing, here's one of my Spider-Man Steph Pool commissions for the book. I'm still finishing those. I'm getting books ordered this week. The medals should be coming in this week. And everybody, you'll be excited to know, one of the things that everybody's wanting to know is, look what I got. I got my copyright.
Yay!
Yes, I've been waiting for it. I was afraid it wasn't going to get here, but it made it here. So the orders will be going in this week, so I can start shipping in a few weeks. But I had to cut out Blue Balls Reviews just because of my sanity. My health has been going downhill, which a lot of people have probably noticed. I haven't been on Facebook a whole lot lately. There's been a lot of negativity online and stuff, and I've just had a lot of bad stuff going on in my life, and I'm like, I just can't deal with it all right now, so I'm going to take a hiatus, which, I wasn't going to get rid of the show and getting on talking with you guys, because I love chatting, getting on with creators, talking about shit, shooting the shit, talking about problems, it helps relieve stress, telling great stories and having fun with
it's funny that you say that, not to interrupt you, but just to interject real quick, and then you can get back to it, is on Thursday nights and Friday nights, when Sean and I get on, it's at the end of a busy day, and sometimes we're just beat. But once we go live, and we get into it. It's, you know, we start talking and people start popping into the peanut gallery and stuff. It infuses you with the energy, and we end up having a good time. So I totally get what you're talking about. You know, you love getting on and talking to people and having everybody just be goofy. Yeah, it's great.
And that's what it's all about, you know, getting on with your fellow creators, talking about all the crazy dumb shit that you did, or the stupid decisions, or, you know, the fact that you made Thanos look like he was jerking off a cow or a bull. I mean, Thanos was milking a cow.
Yeah.
It makes me think of that Western movie with it's not really a Western movie, but they get stuck out on this farm and with Tim Allen, when he's like, "Where did you get the milk?" And he's like, "I got it from the cow." He's like, "Dude, we don't have a cow." And he's like, he starts spitting the cereal out. I can't think of the name of that movie. That's been like 20 years ago.
Was it Roadhogs?
I don't know. That was been like 20 years ago, but that was just like the funniest scene, because he's like, "Where did you get the milk from?" "I got it from the cow out in the barn." "We don't have a cow. That's a bull." No wonder it took so long to get going.
I thought this cereal was a little salty.
Yeah, no joke. Yeah, peanuts provided by the good folks at nuts.com. So we always got our friendly Canadian Andre with the nut jokes, and you know, he's always talking about Rodney's package all the time. I mean, we have a good time. So if you guys haven't heard about it, this is a good segue to talk about Thursday night throwdown, Friday night draw. The link is in the description for the group. You guys definitely should join in. Go check it out. It's on Thursday nights and Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, correct?
Yes.
See, the time zones always throw me off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock Eastern time. Sean Forney and myself. Thursday nights, everything is on my platforms, Art of Rodney Fyke, Twitch, YouTube channel, the Hasm YouTube channel. And on Friday nights, Friday Night Draw is on all of Sean's platforms, Sean Forney Illustrations, Sean Forney on Facebook, Twitch. So yeah, and we were drawing. We were doing sketch offs both nights, but we've each got a stack of sketches this tall. So we just kind of decided to go back and forth. One night we just work on commissions, and another night we do the sketch off.
No, Jack, we can't do that, because if we do, Andre will get jealous, and he might, like, you know, send me some hate mail or something. You know, you never know.
He has exclusive rights, Canadian rights, to talk about my package. It's a whole border. It's a whole border customs thing, you know.
Yeah.
It can get ugly.
And of course, you know, Sean was traveling on Friday. Sorry, I knocked a whole bunch of stuff over. Sean was traveling on Friday, and speaking of Andre was live with you on Friday night.
Indeed, he was. Yes.
So, and there he is. We all like a good package, of course, Andre.
Yes, Andre's a great guy.
He's funny. He's a really good guy.
Yeah, he's funny. We had a good time. He was working on some beautiful pieces. Oh, excuse me. I hate yawning when I'm on air. But yeah, he's a phenomenal artist himself, and just funny. I enjoy talking to him and hanging out with him virtually. I hope to one day get to hang out with him in person at a con.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, nobody wants to go to the after party with Andre when he has the squirt parties, because, man, boy, that's the greatest thing about being on Thursday night, Throwdown, Friday night draw, is when Andre's spell check gets him, because it gets him into so much trouble. Like, he says all kinds of crazy shit, and we're just like, what did he just say? And apparently Andre likes to, you know, go to squirt parties. Like, we got so out of hand with it that producer A and B shut the show down. They're like, all right, guys, we got to stop the show because the audience is going out of control. And we did. We totally spiraled out of control. We just, you know, oh my gosh, it was horrible. And then, you know, then we get Sean and Rodney in trouble. You know, they get a good scolding.
Yeah, it's funny because I want to participate, but I can't.
Oh no, I get it. You know, and then we get the occasional shutdown because all the cats get out. And so,
well, a couple of weeks ago, the power went out.
Oh no!
Yeah, I was inking something, and I was in the middle of laying down a really long pool. I was just getting ready to start, and the power went off. And I was right in the middle of a sentence, and it was just like, you know, we're in the basement. So when the power goes out, there's no light. And all we had was our phones, so we both immediately pick up our phones and turn on the flashlights. And we kept waiting for the power to kick on, and it never did. So Tina ran over to the door and looked outside, and she's like, oh, all the neighbors' power's off too. So it was like, well, hopefully, you know, and I immediately texted Sean and said, dude, our power's out. The whole neighborhood's black. So go on without me. So he soldiered on by himself. It happens. Hey, it's live. It's live TV. Anything can happen.
That's right. You know, I've had it on here before where I'm on and I told everybody, I was like, all right, we got a really bad storm rolling in. You know, I may go out, and all of a sudden everybody heard the boom and seen the flash. And they're like, holy crap, was that lightning and thunder? It was like, yep, it sure was. We're about to get hammered. So, you know, that's a great thing about living in the Midwest is you never know what the weather's going to do.
Yeah.
We get blackouts here in the wintertime really bad because they don't freaking keep the tree limbs trimmed. And when it mists and then that mist freezes to the tree limbs, they fall off right on top of the limbs. So the last 2 years, I guess they finally figured out that, hey, if we go through and we trim all these tree limbs that are close to the power line. So like they literally for like 6 months straight, I mean, they were just up and down every road, cutting every tree limb that was even anywhere remotely close to the power lines. Because I mean, it was terrible. What was it? I mean, this past winter it was like minus 10, 15 degrees outside for several days. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope we don't lose power. But luckily they got all those limbs freaking figured out. But Jesus. Rodney's ice maker turned on and blew the Toons transformer. Yeah, it says he's just setting booms off. That's right. It's me just setting off booms.
I am a professional ice maker, I'll have you know. I have many different variations of ice trays. Yeah, I am a master ice cube maker. Just so you know. Round, square, rectangle, you name it. I got it.
So you collect ice cube trays, and producer B collects cigar boxes. So many, in fact, that you guys had to get rid of.
No, she doesn't collect ice cube, or she doesn't collect cigar boxes. Her aunt, her 84-year-old aunt, goes to the Party Source, which is down on the river, which it's, you know, you go in there and you get your alcohol and you get your, if you want to buy streamers and stuff, you know, you guys have Party Source out there?
Yeah.
Okay. So she goes there and they've got the shopping carts full of all of the discounted stuff for 99 cents. Well, they've got a humidor and all these cigars and stuff in there. And she goes in there and she buys some of my sketch cards that I do. And she goes in there and she gives out the sketch cards to the guys who are all fans of my work. So she brings these cigar boxes over to us. Dude, I'm telling you what, she has a house, and she lives by herself. Her husband passed probably 30 years ago. And she has a bedroom that is floor to ceiling. And I'm not exaggerating. Ask Tina, she'll tell you. Floor to ceiling cigar boxes. And she has more in the basement. And it's just like, why do you keep buying these? Or she doesn't, they're free. So now I gotta say, there have been some cool cigar boxes. But yeah, I mean, we had to go to Lowe's and buy shelving and 2 shelving units to put down here in the basement on the far wall, and they are full of cigar boxes. So if you all are interested, message Tina, and she will send you pictures in there. They are for sale. So, yeah.
That's where some of those cigar boxes are really cool. Some of them are made out of some nice fine wood. You know, the ones that I bought for the wedding when Tiffany and I got married, I love the box. It came in this really cool fine wood box, and I kept it. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to use this for, but I'll keep it. But that'd be a cool idea for you guys to ship art in, except for the freaking if they were heavy, you know.
Yeah, that'd be really expensive.
Yeah. So Jack wants to know, Rodney, are you going to start making ice sculptures now, since you're an ice connoisseur?
No. I don't have time because I'm drawing and writing too much.
And then Danny says cherries inside the ice.
Ooh, that's a thought. I do love me some cherries.
And Andre said ice in all the shapes of the rainbow. I'm not quite sure that rainbows have shapes. I mean, it is a shape. It's a half circle. What the hell, Andre? Coming out of left field with that one.
Is that a half circle or is that a semicircle?
Yeah. Hmm? Or is it both? I'd trade cigar boxes for cats any day. So instead, I get what you're saying. So instead of a crazy cat lady, she's a crazy cigar box lady.
Yeah, and she just buys all of this. She raids the shopping carts full of bargains, the 99-cent bargains, and she just buys all this stuff and brings it over to her sister, Tina's mom. And he's like, "Here, I thought you might want some of this stuff." And her mom, Carol, says, "Why? Why? Why do you buy?" Well, it was on sale. It was only 99 cents, but it's garbage. Why would you think I want this piled up in my house? They couldn't sell it for $1. So yeah, it's
So Jack says he's got a great idea. He said he can take one tiny ice cube, then he get a bigger one to form around it, and a bigger one to form around that. So it's 3 ice cubes and one.
You've got a thought there, Jack. I might have to do that. I'll tell you what. I will start experimenting with my ice creations, and I will take pictures and document them, and I will post. So we all have something else to look forward to.
So Todney's Ice Creations, where I can just see it now. You're gonna have a TikTok channel and all. You got to have the freaking giant wig on. Be like Todney's Ice Creations. Just get on TikTok and be like, "What up, y'all? I'm here. I'm gonna make all kinds of crazy different ways to make ice." And people are like, "Is this guy for real? He's making ice?" And like, it would just be funny, just like randomly get on there and show people different ways to make ice. You know, making these cool shapes. You know, get out some tools.
Coming to you live from the bowels of the Hasm Studios. Today we're gonna make square ice cubes. What's he gonna put in them today?
Today we're gonna make trapezoidal ice cubes. We're gonna hide Pokemon inside of them. And then Danny said she could sell them as weed trays. I need a new one. LOL. Ooh, tiny ice sculptures.
There you go.
Oh man, you know, and you know what was, in all honesty, in all seriousness, and Andre and Danny will get a really good kick out of this. I almost reached out to see if I could score Tammy for like 10 minutes and just bring her in on the show just randomly in the middle of the show, just for shits. Do you know how funny that would have been?
Oh my God.
I thought about all week. I almost messaged her. I was almost like, "Hey, look, we've got this running joke that's been going on for like 7 or 8 months. You know, about Rodney. You know, where's Rodney? He's even got a T-shirt.
See what you should have done. What you should have done is you should have said, "I found Rodney."
I found Rodney. Well, exactly.
That SOB that broke your grandma's churro cabinet. I found the son of a bitch. You want to come on and scold him for 5 minutes?
Oh my! And I was like, I would have died if she would have said yes, but I didn't want to like get banned on. Like my luck, I would message her and be like, "Look, you know, we got this running joke. He's got a T-shirt that says 'Where's Rodney?' You know, they bought calendars. They mailed one to Andre in Canada. You know." Rodney's one of your biggest fans, you know. We nickname him Todney for you, and how funny would that be if you would just like show up on the show and be like, "Rodney, you son of a bitch, you're the one that broke my curio cabinet."
Yeah, that'd be a hoot. I'd love that.
Good night, Andre. Thanks so much for dropping in, buddy.
Good night, Andre. Tell the squirrels we said hey.
Tony said hey. We said hey.
Hey. I have dubbed him Squirrel Man. He has dubbed me Rodent, and I have dubbed him Squirrel Man.
So I got to ask too. So what's the running joke with the V-Mon? Somehow, somewhere along the lines, I missed an episode, and like V-Mon.
Okay. So Tina, for all of you that don't know, Tina is producer B. She's my wife. She writes all of the copy for the Thursday night throwdown, the Friday night draw postings that we put on Facebook. And she's become a lot more familiar with the Star Wars universe and the comic book universes and stuff. So A few months back, she wasn't as familiar, so it was a typo, and none of us caught it because she'll send it to me to proofread, and then she'll send it to Sean and Steph, and they'll proofread. So all four of us missed it, and she said she said it must be a common thing because when she Googled it, it came up Femon as well, and so it's just been a running joke ever since. And the funny thing is a couple weeks ago when we were doing Venomized characters, she wrote the copy for it and she sent it to me. She was so proud of herself because she got it right and she sent it to me and I'm reading it and I'm like, oh, she's just messing with me, right? And I start laughing. She's like, what? And I was like, you did it again. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, you wrote Vemon. It says Vemon. She's like, God damn it. It's like, yes, you did. You did. So yeah, that's where it comes from.
Chelsea Lynn, we found Rodney.
Oh snap! I don't sweat you, Chelsea. I don't sweat you.
Oh man. So I was going to ask you a question. We totally derailed in talking about Tammy. I was I was like, all week I was thinking, I was like, man, just message her. I was like, no, she'll probably like report me to Facebook and be like, this crazy dude's like telling me he found Rodney. And
never be scared to reach out. I mean, the worst that can happen is she'll tell you to piss off. You know.
I'll have to keep that. I'll have to keep that one in the closet for the next episode when we get on Roadkill Rampage. That'd be fun here. It'll be Tammy Rampage.
Oh yeah.
Like, she'll be smoking a cigarette. She'll be like, Rodney.
There you go.
Like, Rodney, you did my grandma curio cabinet.
She's gonna do a taste test on a roadkill burger.
Roadkill Rampage. She's gonna have the Roadkill Rampage menu. That's gonna be one of your stretch goals. She's gonna make up the menu. It's gonna be all tattered. There's gonna be cigarette burns in it.
It's gonna have the possum stew and raccoon ratatouille. We'll come up with all kinds of stuff.
Crazy stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Chipmunk chowder.
Chipmunk chowder. Got a nutty flavor to it. Oh my God. What do you say, Rodney? Is your wife behind the camera telling you what to do right now?
No, she's not. She is not.
No. We'd be getting yelled at if she was down here. Be like, what are you guys talking about? Oh, Rodney's watching the game. He's eyeballing it over there. Just trying to see what's going on.
No, I'm just looking. I've got this huge horsefly down here, and I'm trying to get him so I can. I'm not paying attention to that.
Oh, I'm just getting in trouble. And he said, producer B might be happy she is on the phone. So I can just see it now. So the real reason you're distracted is, this is kind of like the pitter patter above your head. Now you got this horsefly flying around. So now I can see it. It's gonna be the next children's book. It's gonna be Horsey the Fly.
Horsey the Fly.
And his
huge.
Adventures.
He's huge. He's like a bus with wings flying around here.
I'll tell you what, man. We have them really bad at work, and when it's in the summer like this, we keep the doors open on the garage.
Oh yeah.
Because we don't have air in there. We just have those circulating units, and then in the wintertime they run heat. But man, I tell you, this one day, this freaking huge sucker of a horsefly, it was like this big around, come. I'm like, what in the hell is that? And this thing landed like right in the middle of my back while I was filling my paperwork out. Like I didn't notice it, and it nailed me. And I about shot up out of that chair like a freaking rocket, man. Them things will get your ass.
Oof.
And then, then later on, a few months later, Seth sent his attack wasps after me. I got stung by a wasp, and in the worst place possible, it stung me right here on the back of my underarm.
Ooh.
And so all day I was driving and it was rubbing. But man, that freaking set me on fire. So I get attacked by bugs quite regularly at work. So now we have multiple cans of bug spray on the back desk because I ain't messing around. No freaking horseflies or wasps and shit.
Man. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Hope it's not a human bot fly.
You never know.
My God.
You never know. It could
Oh,
be.
you never know. Oh man, so it could be another story for you, Rodney. You know, the horsey the fly. He's flying around scoping out the place, and it turns out he didn't know it, but he's a robot, and he's sent in to spy on Hasm Studios and steal all their awesome creations.
Yeah, I've got so many characters. Not just for Pitter Patter, but there were so many characters that I wanted to introduce in the pages of Peanut Puddin N Jelly that never got to see the light of day. But they might appear somewhere else.
So speaking of Peanut Puddin N Jelly, we talked about Pitter Patter and kind of the creation, what it's about is about the cats having adventures together, and Roadkill Rampage. A little bit what that's about the critters fighting back against the guy who decides to try to run the animals over. But what is Peanut Puddin N Jelly about?
Peanut Puddin N Jelly is semi-autobiographical, chronicling the adventures of my brother and sister and I when we were kids. And the first issue is actually pretty much it's from real life events, because when we lived in Evansville, Indiana, from 75 to 80. So kindergarten to the 6th grade, I was there, and we used to go, and in the fall we would rake leaves, and in the winter we would shovel snow, and we made good money, and we cut grass. So in the fall, somebody stole. We lived in this apartment complex, and somebody stole our rakes and stuff out of the back. The apartment complexes, they give you that little squared off backyard that's about as big as a closet. So, people steal shit out of the backs of those all the time. So somebody stole our rakes. So we got our allowance together, and we ended up going and running down to the Sears that was at the tail end of the mall and buying these rakes. And there was a toy show going on, because it was September, or maybe it was October, when all the leaves were falling. And there was a toy fair going on, and they were showing all the toys and stuff coming out for the Christmas season. And we flew past all those toys, and we went down to Sears and we bought these rakes. And then we flew back down through the mall and past the toys. And there was a reporter there for the local newspaper that saw us. And he stopped us and asked us what we were doing and why we weren't stopping to look at any of the toys. And I told him, I said, we don't have time to be looking at these toys, that we got to go start raking people's leaves and making some money so we buy Christmas presents for, our friends and family. But I reworked that a little bit. They were raking leaves to earn money so they could go put their superhero costumes together, which is what they did. And Russell, is that him? Can it be? There he is.
Oh, sorry. I guess you didn't see it in the private chat. I told you I'd be right back to keep going in my head.
I did. I was just playing with you.
Oh, man.
I kept going.
I see how you are telling jokes.
Hey, I can mess with somebody too.
Well, I was trying something new, because with the wired one, I tend to talk with my hands, and so I smack it and I rip it out of the phone all the time. So apparently the Bluetooth ones only last about an hour with the mic running.
Aha.
So maybe we'll try one next time, and then when that one dies, I'll try the other one.
There you go.
But StreamYard won't let you switch mics unless you exit out and come back in. So I apologize for dropping out on you.
That's cool. I just figured it was something like that.
Technology fired all of them.
Exactly.
So did you get? Were you able to finish talking about Peanut Puddin N Jelly?
More or less. So the reporter stopped us and asked us what we were doing and why we weren't stopping to look at the toys, and we were telling him that we had to go rake leaves at people's houses so we could make money. And we're at the Rodney part of the show. Yes, we are. So it was kind of based off of that story. But instead of going and raking leaves to buy people Christmas presents, I turned it into, we were going and buying costumes so we could, get our costumes together, our superhero costumes. So that, and the interior front cover of issue 1 of Peanut Puddin N Jelly is the actual newspaper article, because he took pictures of us, and yeah, he wrote this article, and it was in this Evansville Examiner or whatever it was, and so that article is in the interior front cover of issue 1. And people that took the time to read that before they read the issue made a lot more sense to them. And then I've had to go, because we do shows or 2 or 3 day shows, and somebody will buy stuff on Friday, and they'll come back and they'll start asking questions, and I'll say, well, it's in the article right here. Did you read the article piece, the article clipping? And they're like, what article clipping? So I open the book and I show them this article right here. You have to read this and then read the book, because I read everything, so I assume that everybody else reads everything too. But, some people have to be spoon-fed.
Well, and a lot of people just see it and they probably think it's like a made-up article, and they just think it's like not really a made-up article, but just like part of the book, and they're like, oh, it's just a newspaper article. It's probably nothing important, and they roll on. And Danny said he'd like to see it, so I know you have a book laying right there. Can you show it off for the camera?
I can. I don't have an issue 1, but I've got the trade, and it's in the trade, I believe. Yeah.
Sean said, read what?
Let's see how we do this. There we go. That's the article right there. And that is my brother and I and my sister in our Halloween costumes in 1975.
Wow, 1975.
Yeah, and I'm Batman, and Jeffrey is Shazam, and Sherry is Zero from Planet of the Apes. So yeah, that article is about us.
Well, it's just really cool that you actually have the original article back.
Oh yeah, and we actually got interviewed a second time. Hey, here's something cool. If anybody knows who Kyle Baker is, I got him to do this sketch for us. Up on Motor City Con. Super nice guy. And actually, Kyle Baker was the artist on the Captain America series, the Black Captain America. Was it called Liberty? I can't remember what it was called. But Kyle Baker was the artist on that miniseries.
And Sean said, look at all that paper in the background. Time to make some comics. Yeah, you got hooked up on the Bristol deal. Was that at Michael's or?
Yep.
Man, I should have went.
We went, and we thought we had more here in the studio, but we got here and I came downstairs and I was like, okay, I've got 7 pads of 9x12, and we don't have any more full pads of 11x17 because we've been doing a lot of stuff. And, I went through all the stuff that we had. So we had only bought 2 because it's buy one, get one free. And then, so we got back in the car and went to a different Michael's, the other direction. And they only had 4 pads of it. So we got all 4 of those for the price of 2. So we ended up getting 6 more pads. So we kind of restocked our supply.
And let's see, Sean said stuff is going in the AM. Danny said that's a great story, Rodney.
Thank you.
Sean said, what kind of stuff?
Well, issue 3 of Pitter Patter for 1. And then who knows? Who knows what other kind of stuff? Stuff I can't mention.
Oh, that sucks. PSA, Michael sales end on Sundays.
Yeah, that's why we went to the second store.
So, sorry, Sean.
But you can still go. They still have the coupons. If you just Google Michael's coupons, you'll find a coupon for 40% off of one item or 50% off one item, and you can get a pad for basically half price. They were $17.99 a pad, so we got them for, instead of $18, we got them for $9.
Yeah, I pick up like all kinds of stuff. All these microns that I got. I got the
Yeah.
brush ones that I tried. Michael's is great when they have the sales run going on because you can get those microns. They're usually like $18, $25, $30 depending on what kind and what style, whether you get the fine tip or the brush tip or whatever you get. And I think I got the 8-pack of the brush ones for like $5. They were like 27. I was like, yes.
Well, yeah, because they let you use, like, they do the buy one get one free, and they let you use the coupon.
Yep. And so you can stack them.
Double whammies, yeah. So yeah, it's a good deal.
Sean said, "Fuck." And yeah, Danny said, "Yeah, I missed the frame sale." I don't know how. Jack and I talk about this all the time. Like we'll be on the phone. Like I talk to him off and on. Oh, he said sale goes to the 19th, so he's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, some of that stuff they do run for multiple weeks, but Jack and I talk about this all the time. I don't know how in the hell Michaels makes money on their frames. I went in there one day because I was like, all right, I want to get this custom frame made for our wedding picture. I want it to look nice. And I go in there and they're like, all right, here's the selection of wood. And I'm like, oh, I like this one. And here's the selection of this. Here, choose what kind of glass you want. Yada, yada, yada. Like okay, that'll be $279. And I was like, the fuck?
Yeah.
$279 for a frame? I'm like, cool. I'll go get the $20 Walmart special. And I'll bedazzle it or something, make it look special. Friggin' $300 for a frame. I'm like, if I had a custom frame made for every piece of art that I wanted to hang up, it would be like I would have to be like Bruce Wayne. I mean, I don't understand it. And even when they're on sale, it's ridiculous. It's like, oh well, we have a 70% off. It's like there's still $100 with 70% off.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I have a friend of mine. She
$4 million exactly.
Exactly. My friend, she's from Cincinnati, but she moved up to Buckport, Maine, and her and her husband have a custom framing shop where they frame photographs and stuff like that. They frame flags of veterans or medals and stuff. So they frame all kinds of stuff, and yeah, they have their own little business there. But it's in Buckport, Maine, so that does nobody good anymore here.
No. But I don't know. With shit, even having a heavy frame shipped from Maine, I can guarantee it's probably still half the price of Michael's.
Yeah, Michael's is crazy. Because I was like, I have so much original artwork that I've bought over the years that is in a plastic Tupperware thing under the bed. And we bought a couple of frames a few months ago. And we still haven't hung any. Any of it up. But yeah, I mean, I would probably need 20, 25 frames, 30 frames. But yeah, you got to go to Michael's and get those sales. What's he saying now?
He said that's why I understand this Michael's sale thing that you guys are talking about, considering they're already stupidly overpriced, or does that just mean that the product's normal price? So as far as the Bristol paper goes, Jack, they're priced originally of what they typically are anywhere else, but when they're on sale for the buy one get one, or what I bought mine on, which this Bristol here that I've been doing my commissions on, they had the buy one get one 50% off sale going on. Well, this isn't the Bristol pad, the other one is. This is the Strathmore. They had usually if you get that on sale, you get a good deal on it. The paper is usually normally priced what you're going to get anywhere else, unless you order it from Dick Blick. But unless you're ordering a shit ton of stuff, you really don't make that much of a savings because you have to pay for shipping on everything.
Right.
But that's also another good place to get art supplies from for anybody that doesn't know about it is Dick Blick. I actually got this right here to put Xeno Nanite Titan artwork in. I just got this in the mail here not too long ago, and so of course, you can see it's still got the stickers and everything on it. But I'm going to be putting all my original art in here as well as the Xeno Nanite Titan one. But I'm going to probably get another one because those are really nice. The Itoya. Somebody else was talking about them, so I'm like, they're like 3 times the price of the Dick Blick brand. Almost, because the Dick Blick ones are like $7. These were like 22. But I'm like, I'll give them a try and see which one I like better.
Yeah, we have a bunch of those that I've put pitter patter pages in and peanut puddin and jelly pages in and other pages. So yeah, I've got a stack of them over there with all original artwork in them. They're nice. And we have a local store here, art supply store. It's on the campus of UC, and you get a what's it called? Those coupons that you used to get online, where you can buy $50 worth of merchandise for $25. What the hell are they called? Groupon.
Oh, Groupon, yeah.
Yeah. So we got a couple of those, and they were really cheap, like $25 worth of merchandise for $10. So Tina got like 3 or 4 of those because those sell out really quick. And then we went up to the art store and we bought 2 of those portfolios, with those using those coupons. So we really only paid $20 for those portfolios when they're, they're $25 a piece. So.
Yep. And Jack, yes, art supplies are superly stupid expensive, which is why commissions and stuff are expensive. Between the paper and the Copics, or even getting like this small pack of markers right here that you're like, oh, that's like a Crayola. You just get like 11 colors in there. It's probably, $7 or $8. These were $35 for this pack of colors or markers right here. And that was at Target. So,
How much was that?
It wasn't 35. It was 27.
27. Okay.
Yeah, it was 27 something.
That's still
that's
$30.
That's still $30 for 11 markers.
Yeah.
It was 35 because I bought I didn't buy this one. This was the blue, red, and black. I bought a 3-pack of the black because my liners are wearing out. So
Yeah.
I bought these 2. These are like $7. So it was like $35 for both of those. But it adds up. You get your pencils, your leads, your eraser, then you got your liners, and then you've got your markers, and then all the steps in between. I mean, even watching you, live in the morning when you sketch for that half an hour at 11 a.m. Eastern time, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of work and a lot of art supplies to put this stuff together. And that's why when, people, I see it happen all the time. People go on a Kickstarter and be like, oh, that's ridiculous. This creator's, got this art tier on here and they want $300 for this original piece. And it's like, it's probably what they paid for it because the stuff's not cheap. You don't realize it until you go into creation and you become a creator and you're like, oh, I want to, get this piece for this. And then they're like, what? So all that stuff takes a lot of time and effort and money. And like you, with doing Pitter Patter, you said you were going to do variant covers from other artists. Are you going to put any of those original pieces up for sale possibly?
Probably. Yeah. I would think so. Yeah. But some of them might be digital, so I'm not quite sure yet.
Oh, yeah. Some of them NFTs. So I have to put everything in a cellophane bag and then frame it or top loader it. We have silverfish, aka bookworms, here in Florida. We have those here too, Danny. Silverfish are really bad in the Midwest.
Oh yeah.
I'm legit now. Our Dollar Journal has some good black pens for inking. Russell Allen. How much did I pay for the portfolio? So the portfolio, I got it from Dick Blick on sale. These are like $21, $22. You can get them on Amazon too. I might order some on Amazon because I got a $100 Amazon gift card for doing a PlayStation survey last week. So I'm thinking, I was like, ooh, what kind of stuff can I buy with this? And I was like, maybe get some half of it for shipping materials for the Kickstarter, and half of it I'm going to get 2 more of these Itoya portfolios to put other original art that I have in, so I can keep my Xenon Nanite Titan stuff separate. Because the way I'm looking at it, with there being 11 pieces for book 2 as well, I could fit all 3 books in one of these. Because I'm not planning on getting rid of the original art. I mean, that's something I want to pass on to my kids, just because it's super. I don't know. It's really important to me. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and I finally did it. So.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. You followed through on a dream, so absolutely.
Well, and it's something that the kids can be like, man, this is really cool, and give them some inspiration later on. Sorry, my comments just did a comment dump. Yup, Ohio has them too. Send me
Yes.
an NFT with a royalty fee on it. Xerox Titan machine, yes. No, it's a Xerox toner Titan machine. You can't forget the toner. That's the running joke on that. So yeah, if you're looking for a good one, Jack, if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, get the Dick Blick one for $8. They're really nice. I have to admit the Saitoya is really, really, really nice. But I mean, if you're looking for something standard just to store your art in, you can get the Dick Blick ones. It's all good, Sean. I'm just giving you shit, buddy. Hey, there's no hold bars at Rust Explode Studios. We'll mess you up around here. We'll
There's
rough you
no
up
holds
a bit.
bar, but there's blue balls.
No, there's blue balls, and that's from tying your wild cherry scented car air freshener around your balls and leaving them there for too long. and if you leave it there too long, according to Rodney, you end up with gangrene
nuts.
Gangrene wild cherry balls. I'm giving it back. No, there's no refunds. No holes or no holds.
It's like a Twister sweet tart. It's half cherry, it's half gangrene.
Well, see, now it has to be no holes, Sean, because there is a hold, because Thanos has got a hold of that bowl by its horn. Yes, we're circling back around to that, Rodney. And since you missed it earlier, Sean, I'll indulge you in some of our fun. I don't think you were here when I showed these off, so you'll take. So here we go. That's not some roadside cheese you cut. Don't worry, I'll filter it for you. We got Rodney Fyke, one of our new advertising gimmicks going on. So you know how he loves to hit up those roadside cheese stands. And then we've got put a happy little tree right over there.
Sean knows all about Grandpa's Cheese Barn. He lives right down the road from it.
This is a nice little throwback at our Rod Ross when he had that huge afro,
I was beautiful. I don't care what anybody says.
Hey, I think it was hilarious when you and Sean both had the wigs on. It was great. And so, and people, with us joking around and all the shit that, we were laughing about, you guys definitely need to check out Thursday Night Throwdown, Friday Night Draw. This is the kind of calamity that takes place. Only it needs to stay on the DL with, the sexual innuendos and stuff like that, just because of reasons. But here we can have all the fun we want to have.
Well, let me explain, because some people just think we're being prudish.
Yeah,
but
well,
the real reason is because Sean's wife Stephanie is a school teacher.
Yep.
So we have to put forth a professional product, and it has to be, it has to be safe for all consumption. That's the best way to put it. So if we don't want somebody to see it and go running to get her in trouble or something like that. Yeah. I would feel terrible if something like that happened. So we behave ourselves on that show. But yeah, I mean, and even when we're on other shows, I mean, I could be a lot more, blue here, but I choose not to because of that reason.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I came on here with, my wigs and my masks and stuff as a guest Phantom fan, then I could, if I came on as a furry, I could be whoever I wanted to be.
It's furry. It's a good thing Andre's gone. I'm gonna have to isolate that audio and send it to Andre. He'll have a heyday with that. He'd be like, "Bring your furry suit, Rodney. We're gonna have a squirt party."
That Jalen Warner has committed to a furry con.
Has he?
Yes, he has. Sean, I think Sean has some details. Apparently, he was sitting next to a couple of them at a show somewhere this weekend or last weekend, and they convinced him to try one.
Keep you warm in Canada. Oh my gosh, I can't afford another 30-day ban, Danny. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to know.
We did one. We did one time, and I will say that it was an adventure. It's the people definitely let their freak flags fly. which I'm okay with. But if it's something that you're not used to, it can be a bit disconcerting. But that kind of stuff. It's all good. It's all good. So it was a fun experience. Yeah, but it was an interesting experience. It's a whole new demographic as to what they want as far as commissions or artwork or anything like that. But yeah, it's a whole new genre of stuff, whole new potential revenue stream. It really is.
Ever see the CSI furry episode?
Yes, I have. Actually, the better one is the Entourage. Are you familiar with Entourage on HBO?
I've seen stuff on it. I've never watched it.
Okay, well, there's a furry episode where Johnny Drama gets caught up in it, and it's pretty hilarious. You should Google that and watch it. It's hilarious.
I actually started putting on some contents disclaimer. This is a satire post, and Sean said he hasn't seen that one. So speaking of cons, that was one of the questions that I had that I wanted to ask you. We're gonna get away from the furries. Nothing against furries. Hey, everybody has their own thing. I'm cool with it. What are some of the con shows that people can expect to see you at that you're going to be going to in the near future?
Well, we just did the Huntington Comic and Toy Expo last weekend. That was great. We had a great time. Jared knocked it out of the park, as he always does. We're going to be doing Gem City, which is in Dayton, Ohio, sometime in July, and Cincinnati in September, and then Cincinnati and Lexington are back-to-back weeks. So we'll be Cincinnati, which is our hometown, and then Lexington, which we actually drive back and forth to Lexington every day because it's only 70 miles. So, he's right. He's right. That is factual.
It is factual.
Yes.
Yeah. So when is the one in Cincinnati and the one in Lexington?
Cincinnati is, I believe, the 16th, 17th. Gem City is July 24th and 25th. And then I'm not sure. I don't have the dates.
That's fine. So Cincinnati and Lexington people can catch you at, and they can also catch you at Gem City Comic Con coming up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look it up now, see if it'll bring up anything. No, I was just curious because I'm going to be doing a con in July, but we're going to try to hit up some other cons and stuff. And Ohio isn't very. So Cincinnati Comic Expo, is that the one you're talking about?
Yep.
It's Friday, September 17th to Sunday, September 19th.
Okay, let's see. And then Lexington is September 9th through the 12th. So, yeah, they are back-to-back weeks.
Oh, wow. You're going to have your work cut out for you.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, I'm doing, this weekend, I'm doing, Sean, what's the name of that show? It's actually here in Cincinnati. It's an anime show. A buddy of mine has a double booth, and I'm gonna go split the booth with him. It's Anime Con or something like that. Here in Cincinnati, it's up at the Sharonville Convention Center. I can't think of the name of it, but I'm gonna go do that with him.
Those are fun. I love the anime cons. That's one of the only cons they run here in St. Louis. Wizard World came not last year, but in 2019. But it was a ripoff. He said, "I don't know." It's Anime Ohio, Saturday, 2 to 10 p.m. June 19th.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's Anime Ohio, and then the next one is Animatic Con on July 30th. So it'd have to be Anime Ohio. Anime and had Ohio somewhere in the title. So there we go. We found it. It's Anime Ohio. That's legitimately.
We got it. We got it. We're there.
We got it covered. So
I'll be there Saturday.
You can catch him there Saturday, June 19th from 2 to 10 p.m. But yeah, going back on that, that's one of the only things that St. Louis really has a whole lot of is the anime cons. They did Wizard World back in 19, and we went to C2E2, and we were gonna go to Wizard World because it wasn't that far from our house. It was in St. Charles, but it was a ripoff, man. I mean, the tickets were like 100 and I think off the top of my head, they're like $130, $140 a person. And then, so like everything we did at C2E2 was included, and C2E2 was like $99.
Yeah.
And so we got to do whatever shows, we have to do whatever, things they were talking about. And we got to do whatever group sessions they had, whatever activities they had. Everything was included. Right. Like Wizard World, you would go to their website and you're like, oh, cool, I'm going to get tickets. What kind of activities they have? Well, we have this activity, but you have to pay to do this. We have this activity, but you have to pay to do this. And I'm like, what the hell? This is the same stuff we could do at C2E2. That's why we initially were going to go to Wizard World instead of going to Chicago just because of the travel. That way we didn't have to spend, because it's expensive to go to cons. I mean, $1,100 for 4 days in a hotel, and then you figure in food, and then $100 a person, with 2 kids. Oh
yeah, that's crazy.
And it's just like it's a commitment going to a con, and so we were like, oh, we'll just go to Wizard World. But hell, by the time I ended up looking into it, C2E2 had so much more to offer, and so much more stuff that we could do. And by the time we paid for everything to do it at Wizard World, it was going to be $1,000 for 4 people just to do it. And I was like, yeah, no, we're going to do that, but. I'm hoping to go to C2E2. You know what? That's what's going to be in the game plan for us. We were going to get a table until I found out how much they were. I don't think that I'll be doing that, but I'll definitely plan on going to C2E2 just because there's going to be a lot of people. I think Wendy Steenshiner is going to be there. Of course, I think Alfred and Kara are going to be there. There's going to be a lot of people going to C2E2 since it's going to be in December this year because of the pandemic. They shut it down in which, thank God, they're not doing it in February. That's why we didn't do it last year. I was like, we did C2E2 in March, and it was freaking cold there. Because, of course, for anybody that doesn't know, the Hilton is attached to McCormick Place, but you're attached to the wrong freaking building. So you have to walk 2.5 miles just to get to the con through the building, because the building goes up, over, and then back, and then into where C2E2 is.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's the Hyatt that's actually attached right at where the freaking stairs are to go up to the con. And so, like, we didn't know that. So, of course, we got the Hilton because we got the cheapest one we could get. And so it caused a whole huge... we were like, we'll try walking. So we walked the street because it was a straight shot from the front of the hotel straight into where the Hyatt was to get in. And, it was way too freaking cold for that. So then when they decided they were going to do it in February... And I'm like, I know how the weather is here because Chicago's only 5 hours north from us. So, what's here is there, only they get it worse usually up north. And I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm committing to going to a show in February because they'd be like, oh, it's going to be sunny. It'll be fine. And then we get like 20 inches of snow the week of. And I'm like, I'm not driving in that. Or we get up there and it snows and we get snowed in up there. So yeah. So December, possibly I might do it. I don't know. The weather's still really crazy.
Yeah, we applied for C2E2, so whether or not we get accepted, we'll find out. And then if we do, whether or not we're going to do it just because of the expense. I think Sean and Steph are doing it. So we'll see. We will see.
Be in a van down by the river. Oh, no, you don't want to do that. Not in Chicago. You crazy.
You'll be in a morgue down by the hospital. Yeah,
for sure. If you don't get stuck, stolen, snuck, you'll get hit by some random Chicago driver. Them people are freaking nuts. we were in the so there's 5 lanes.
Yep.
There's 2 left turn lanes, a right turn lane, and 2 straight lanes. We're in the left-hand straight lane, and we start to go through the light, and the person in the right lane has the right blinker on and makes a left in front of everybody across 4 other lanes of traffic and cuts all the people off.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, what in the heck is going on? And that's normal down there. It happened the entire time we were there. And I'm like, and the streets are so narrow. It is terrible.
I like that post there, Sean.
Hopefully we have the Fyke Forney party room going in Chicago.
Yeah. We're going to have the F squared after party in the suite. I like that, Sean. F squared.
F squared.
Fyke Forney. Forney Fyke, whatever.
Artist Ave is now an FL LLC. I want to have a con eventually. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, no, it's definitely awesome. So you'll be at that Cincinnati Con and Lexington Con, and then at the Anime Con this coming Saturday. So people F squared.
And Dayton, don't forget Dayton, Gem City,
Dayton,
in July.
Gem City in July. So we've been going for about an hour and a half. I want to stick to our commitment and say that we're gonna cut it off for the night. I know you got a busy week schedule ahead of you. It was definitely nice getting to chat with you about Pitter Patter. You know, we got issue 2 coming out. You're fleshing out issue 3,
Yes.
and you'll have so that'll be at the end of July tentatively for Pitter Patter issue 2.
Yeah, July 29th is a tentative launch date for that.
And then you've got Roadkill Rampage issue 2 also releasing later on this year.
Yeah. Sean Langley is the artist on that, and he is halfway through, maybe a little more than halfway through on the artwork. And I haven't touched it in a while, but I'm going to get back. The issue 3 is already halfway written, so I have to finish that up, and then we'll get started on that. So there'll be a Kickstarter for that as well. So yeah, we'll do the Pitter Patter Kickstarter, and then take a break, help some people, other people with their Kickstarters, and then launch the Roadkill Rampage Kickstarter for issue 2. So a lot of stuff coming from Hasm Productions.
And I'm going to pop that link in there for everybody. That it's also available in the description for hasm.com. There it is right there. There's where you can pick up all the issues of Pitter Patter, Peanut Puddin N Jelly, and Roadkill Rampage, as well as some of the other stuff that comes from Hasm. And also the links are in the description of the video for Thursday Night Throwdown, Friday Night Draw. Please give that a look. Check out Sean and Rodney as they face off in battle. And come and join in the chats on that. And also you can catch Sean at 10 a.m. Eastern and Rodney at 11 a.m. Eastern on their respective channels at the Art of Rodney Fyke and Sean Forney Illustration.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Rodney, I'm going to give you the big screen real quick to give everybody the rundown of Pitter Patter real quick and tell them where they can find you.
Okay. So issue 2 of Pitter Patter's Kickstarter will tentatively launch on July 29th. You can go to hasm.com and check out little snippets of the book. You can go to the Art of Rodney Fyke on Facebook, and there are multiple pictures of artwork from issue 1, and I post once a day sketches and stuff that I've been doing, working on some stickers and some baseball cards for incentives for the Kickstarter. And then we're doing that. And then we got the Thursday Night Throwdown, Friday Night Draw with Sean Forney, 8 o'clock Eastern on our respective platforms. But yeah, so go to hasm.com, check out all the goodies that we have to offer. And you can order the books there. And check me out on Art of Rodney Fyke on Facebook, Rodney Fyke on Instagram, and the Hasm YouTube channel. You can go back and watch all the episodes of Thursday Night Throwdown and Friday Night Draw that we do, and also you can check out all of the morning streams that I've done as well. So there's all of that. Okay.
And don't forget, you can also find him on Twitch as well.
On Twitch, that's true. Yes, on Twitch.
So if you don't do Facebook, you don't do YouTube, and you like Twitch, and you have a big following that you follow on there, definitely hit up the Art of Rodney Fyke on Twitch as well.
Also, Sean he reminded me, Thursday Night Throwdown, Friday Night Draw fan group on Facebook, and we're looking to get to 300 followers, I believe it is, and we're going to give away a piece of Sean Forney original artwork featuring Red Sonja. So go and like that page, join the group, and you can participate in voting on what characters that we draw and stuff like that, and be privy to giveaways of art and stuff like that. So go check that out. That's the Thursday Night Throwdown, Friday Night Draw fan group on Facebook. Check it out.
Cool. Well, thanks for being here tonight, Rodney. I'm going to kick you to the green room. If you want to hang back for a second, I'll be right back.
Excellent. Sounds great. Thanks, everybody.
All right, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining in tonight. Thanks for joining in the chat and having a good time. I really appreciate you being here. And I also appreciate you who come back and watch this show. Please check out The Art of Rodney Fyke and Sean Forney Illustration. And check out their Thursday Night Throwdown, Friday Night Draw fan group. It's always a fun time. The comments are great. The chat gets great. We talk about all kinds of cool stuff from the Mandalorian to all kinds of different stuff. One more time, I want to shout out for this. I have this CB4K exclusive auction right here. You can get this one-of-a-kind piece drawn by Ed Williams. The current bid on it right now is $100. It is pinned to the top of my personal page. All proceeds are going to CB4K. That bid of $100 right now does include shipping. So if you bid $125, it'll be $125. If you bid $120, it'll be $120. So this is an original piece drawn by Ed Williams of Scooby-Doo on the Walking Dead 183. This can be yours. Please bid on it now and help out the kids. Help them get some books. Sick kids that may not ever get to go home again. It's a great organization. If you haven't heard of it before, please check out cb4k.org. And also, please check out xenonanitetitan.com and look at the shop. I also now have the t-shirts on there. I'm the official t-shirt supplier for cb4k.org. We've sold some t-shirts already. Hopefully people will be showing them off. One of them I posted is the MMA Jose, the MMA interviewer. He was the first one to order a shirt, and he went live with it and was showing it off, and I was super happy about that because I really want to get it out there, the word for the kids, and help get some money towards the organization so they can help out more hospitals. Because you all know, Roderick's been through the ringer with it, and I see the good that they do, and I believe in it 100%. So I'm so glad to have a chance to be able to give back to the organization. Thank you for popping that in there, Comic Books for Kids. So definitely check out that post, bid on it if you want to, share it out if you would, please. I definitely want to get as much money as I can for the kids and give this awesome sketch cover a great home. So guys, get prepared for Pitter Patter. If you have kids at home, check out the project, give it some love, give it a share. It'll be launching tentatively July 29th, and I'm excited for that, as well as keep your eyes peeled for Roadkill Rampage issue 2. I will see you guys Tuesday night with CB Zane for the Mighty Mite. It's about to get insane in the CB Zane. Everyone, have a great night. Have a great week, and I'll be in touch.